Welcome back to White Space and to this final part of this series. For this video, this OMORI Music Tier List will break you, starting with the third and final version of White Space. The leitmotif of White Space is the most used in this soundtrack, but as a whole music, we find it 3 times. There is a slight difference between the second and the third version. The last one is the most precise, as accurate as the first version. Not in a robotic way, but with confidence, because Sonny is ready to face the truth. Alright, before we get to the mess up part, fermentation disorientation. We have optional quest and the Hikikomori route to finish, which allow us to breathe a little before entering the last part. This song is certainly atypical. This timer sound effect coupled with these high snares in this Afrobeat rhythm bring a groove to an unexpected place. Pretty decent song, it's a B. Flowering with you. Oh shit, it's the Kool-Aid man. I mean the Live Jam guy. It's surprising that we find this piece only now, since we meet this guy quite early in the game. The intro melody is twice as fast as the harmony. A classic grid that we can find in Hit the Road Jack by Percy Mayfield, but it was popularized by Ray Charles. Honestly, I don't see a connection between this classic and this guy. Maybe Live Jam guy's name is Jack and he hit the road. And also Kel, Aubrey, Hero and you. A great song to explain the benefits of Live Jam. Ready, steady, go. For this song, I'm gonna review it with my French accent, because it's really tiring to do a good English accent. And because we French people have the best bread from boulangerie, pâtisserie et viennoiserie. This song has the style of Jewish folk music like klezmer or zemirot. A joyful celebration with a wide variety of instruments, violin, accordion and guitar. Thank you, finally a real guitar! But why you didn't use a real one for the song Poem in the Fog? It's such a waste. To come back with the musical style, I think there is a connection with the very religious family of Daphne and Bowen. Also, Bowen is a reference to the composer, but he didn't compose this song. It's a certified S for quality approval. Well, that was weird. Recycling really is a concept. Ah yes, I won't make the same joke twice. At first glance, it's the same song as Recycling is a Concept, with a steady beat. But what's interesting in this song is that you can hear a Morse code that says, "It's time to recycle. Let's all recycle. It's good to recycle. Recycling is good for the environment. Is a concept. Without recycling, you are nothing." Finally, a cool secret to find. Gonna give it an A. Remember to be patient. Speaking of patience, I'm glad I didn't wait 7 years for this game to be released. The first time I've heard of Omori was in a recommended video with the song Pure Imagination and drawings from Omori's story. I watched this video a few years ago and it really stuck with me. But it was only this year I saw the game release and it was a good surprise. And now, this game became my favorite game of all time. I'm sure there were disappointments and controversies around the game's release, but I'm glad this game happened. Oh snap, I didn't talk about the song. Yeah, A tier. And now, you cannot go back. This song is so particular. It looks like these titles are addressed to Sonny. You were wrong, go back. It means the damage is done, but you still have a chance. You cannot go back. That means it's over. The damage cannot be repaired. An echo of previous dream words, represented by leitmotifs of songs from other worlds, but also from all headspace locations. All of this is supported by a new rhythmic pattern, showing the instability of this song. It is uncomfortable, scary, and also pitiful. It gives me shivers, but not in a good way. Tea time. The final boss of this hikikomori route. If you hear this song, that means you are fucked. I always expect the beat to drop hard, but every time it goes harder. A cluster of all emotions, the rhythm that goes all over the place. This is just pure chaos. And that's why I cannot give it an S. That's not because it goes harder that it's better. Sure, the second part is amazing, but it is wasted by this overused of Hoover synth, kicks, and double time. And that's why this song isn't better than Space Boyfriend or Sweetheart Theme. This isn't Perfect Heart, it is Imperfect Heart. This song is a musical overdose, not a crafted masterpiece. I'm sorry if you thought I was going to give an S, but this is an A tier song. Now, can someone stop the music? I feel like something horrible is going to happen. Huh? Who turned off the light? Oh shit. Welcome again to Black Space, a distorted version of White Space, even musically. I mean literally this song is White Space leitmotif, but mess up. And this is only the first song. Fleur. It means flower in French. Surely a reference to Basil, the flower boy. It's also the first time you interact with stranger. We are in the pain area, but this isn't too painful for now. Distance. We are now in the disco area. Just gonna say, the music fit well with the visual. Bright colors and high-pitched instruments. A violent contrast, visually and audibly. Drone. I mean, technically yes, but why? This is the scribble area. Let's just move on. Calm. Some of you have already noticed. These doors, those surreal places, this creepy music. Yes, it's a love letter to humanity. We arrive in town area, and this song could be used in humanity as a dreaming song. Glade. Here we are in the backyard area. This is objectively the best song of Black Space, not because of the softer piano, not because of the slight pitch bend used a lot in lo-fi, but because of the leitmotif of spaces in between. The first thing you see when you hear this song is this tree chunk, and when you find something it is in the same tree trunk. Now that's a visual approach of music. 56 12 2. This song also uses a leitmotif of Headspace, Sugar Star Planetarium, but instead of a slow 3-beat song, it's a fast 5-beat song playing the melody slowly. This is the punishment area, and I hate it. I don't want to go into details, but this room is terrifying. Bloom. Ah yes, a good song to enjoy some watermelons, because we are in watermelon area. The percussion sounds like you hit a watermelon with a stick, which is a traditional Japanese game called suikawari. But I didn't expect to hit that watermelon. August, water. We are at the beach area, and I have nothing interesting to say about this song. Fifths. The sound of a tuning orchestra. The circle of fifths is used in music theory, a geometric way of organizing pitches as a sequence of perfect fifths. This part may remind the musical constraints that Sunny may have encountered wanting to play with Mari. Oh yeah, almost forgot that Basil gets eaten alive by spiders. Waiting for the faceless area. I know it's not a pleasant time for you and for me, but hold on, we have to go through all black space. Nawa. It means rope in Japanese. This piece is at the same time relaxing and frightening, because it is 1/4 of a tone higher. This pitch alteration is also used a lot in lo-fi to simulate nostalgia, the sound of an old tape damaged over time. And what better place to talk about nostalgia than the treehouse area? Unrelated, this sample could be used in a trap beat or a lo-fi beat. White pillars. This place is the fishbowl area. The most interesting thing about this place is not the music, but the dialogue of Stranger. Back then, I wanted to save what was left, but even after everything, I waited so long for you to come back. Even seeing you now, there are so many things hard to think straight. I want to say to you, I can feel my heart the word hurting won't come and out. I want to cover my face and hide. I waited so long for you to come back, Sunny, but you never did. Come and see. If most of you will remember the raft area, this song reminds me of Forest Clearing. A man in shadow, supposed to be your father, tried to cut down a tree. Similar to Glade, this song is not distorted, but the guitar is playing uncomfortable intervals. Like the triton, it's a 3-tone interval, a musical chord capable to invoke the devil. The moment you realize this tree being cut down is the same as the tree chunk you saw Basil come out. Oh, friends! That's a redo of Lost at a Sleepover. I don't like that. Oh, okay, I hate that. Please stop. Oh, fuck off. Orchard. It's getting cold. I'm tired of this. I just want it to stop. This song is cold, like a cold steak. I start to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh hell no! Bad morning, people. I'm starting to go crazy. Please just end my suffering. I hope I haven't lost everyone because of black space. Do you remember? Hearing this song is such a relief. After going through black space, this is the moment the main theme grows on you as you are ready to accept the truth. But if you repress the truth, playing forever, if you hear this song, that means it's over for you. This song is the end of the Hikikomori route. Conclusion: Sonny will never see his real friends again. Basil will not survive without you. And you just become Omori. Truly, this is the worst ending of Omori. What a terrifying song. Oh jeez. And the main theme playing in this creepy music box as a reminder you will never heal from this trauma. Truly, a terrifying song. Treehouse, here we are, together again. Now back to the sunny route. I like this. With this softer synth, playing the friendship music, it got a good nostalgia potential. This song is the opposite of the previous one. Here, Sonny reunites with his friends after 4 years. He has one last chance to save Basil and to save himself from his trauma. Truly, a beautiful song. It's a good transition as we come to the end. Or should I say, the beginning. Something. The chills are back, like the first Phobia. But this time, it's different, as if an abstract thing comes to life. Instead of a falling music, we have an ascending voice, as if we were in the presence of a spirit. This is the scariest part of this game, seeing something's true form. At this moment, I feel like Sonny. I am scared. Fear of something and fear of the truth. A Home for Flowers, Daisy. The soundtrack brilliantly succeeds in balancing moments of anguish and moments of relief. If there was only horror, I wouldn't have the courage to move forward. But the music gives me the strength to gather all my courage and to overcome. A perfect song to breathe before the truth. Remina. Here we are. As you collect your buried memories, there is a softer piano playing a D minor scale in modal music. Not really sure which one. And then, this cluster of piano in the low key makes you jump scare with every new photo you find. Such a clever way to discover the truth. This album is a representation of Sonny's and Basil's memories. Too bad those piano clusters are not in this song. I synchronized them just like the game. And this is what a game can bring compared to other media. You feel more involved in the action and your emotions synchronize with the character, like this silence. No need to go into details. the sound of a troubled mind who find his memories. Your catastrophes. This song is as painful as your fight with Basil. But it goes deeper, for better and for worse. Procession. Bells can symbolize the beginning and the end, a call to order or a warning. These bells must come from a church, maybe for a funeral. A funeral procession. Here, a little harmonic grid. You deserved it. This song is the same as See You Tomorrow, the last song of the first part of this OMORI tier list. And at the song number 163, we are approaching the end of this final part and this series. This song marks the end of a day, but gives hope that another day is coming, and the next few days will be better. Are you ready for the end? A home for flowers, sunflower. This is the last version of this song, and we find again the synth of the first version, but this time it's not the fake dream world Basil, that's the true Basil from the past, when he had friends, when he had dreams, and when he was happy. We hear now the Lost at a Sleepover melody, known as the theme of friendship, because at this moment, Basil and Sunny made a wish toward their friends. You wished for everyone to be happy. You must carry on. I just love this song. First, this simple but refined harmonic grid, alternating between major and minor. Then, this keyboard you can hear in the game over screen as a call to continue. And finally, all these instruments that are added in parallel with your friends from your childhood growing up, showing the progression of Sunny's mental health. Just because you've done something bad doesn't make you a bad person. Bravo, Sunny. That was beautiful. OMORI. This sound always gives me chills. A mixture of comfort and discomfort, represented by these chords. You may notice there are very tight intervals that create friction in your ears, and over this progression, the chord widens in order to create an impression of grandiose. That's what we have on a small scale. On a larger scale, corruption sets in, slowly, like the feel of guilt. When the beauty became ugly, when we kill innocence. This is the emotion of Sunny facing his alter ego, OMORI. This is the best, boss battle I've ever played. But it doesn't stop there. Alter. This song sounds like Fellow Feeling from Porter Robinson. According to Porter, Fellow Feeling is really self-referential. It's a reflection, his frustration and grievances regarding today's state of EDM. And this is the contrast wanted when the beauty and the ugly collide. If everything was beautiful, this music wouldn't have so much power. You need some darkness to better appreciate the light. Sunny is the light, Omori is the darkness. And that's why you cannot beat the final boss alone. This is the most beautiful, chaotic song. This game over sounds different because Mari's piano is here. Finally, here we are at the climax of this soundtrack. Duet. It's a shame to talk during this masterpiece, but for the sake of this tier list, facing the magnum opus of this soundtrack, I have this question in mind. How can a music grow on you? It started from the title screen with this colorful harmony grid, but now with this pulsing piano, we recognize this musical style we hear throughout this game, a waltz. And then this violin, alone in remembrance, was the missing part of this duet, giving more musical possibility to this piece. In this soundtrack, it's all about progression, how this song evolved from the beginning to the end, showing Sunny's progression to get there. If By Your Side represents Mary, and The Home for Flowers represents Basil, Duet represents Sunny and Mary together, playing one last time before moving forward. When some have been moved by a masterpiece, they want to forget in order to relive this emotional moment. But in music, it's all about remembering and cherish this moment. This is how a music grows on you. Et voilà, the finale of this song. I could give you harmony grids, weird musical terms, far-fetched interpretations. But at the end, the music will never change. This is just my vision of this OMORI soundtrack. And my vision tells me this is the best game soundtrack I've ever heard. Sayonara, Omori. Clean State. The title sums up this song well, from something very energetic in good for health, bad for imagination, to something more relaxed. The soundtrack perfectly balances intense moments and quiet moments. This little melancholy side that tells you your adventure is coming to an end. And at the same time, this tier list finally. This video is long enough, so let's stop there. We finally did it! We arrived at the end of this OMORI Music Tier List and my last video of this year. I'm recording this after the release of the second video, and man, I didn't think it would work so well. These videos just blew up all my stats. On top of that, Bowen watched and commented on my first video. I don't know how he found my video, but I'm so glad he did. I also hope that Omocat will watch it. This video series exceeded all my expectations, and I want to thank you for being so many to follow this video series. A little reminder, I'm not a YouTuber, just a guy very passionate about music stuff. I love making music. After releasing Phobia, I didn't expect it to blow up. So to thanks all of you who watch and subscribe, I decided to make this OMORI Music Tier List. And also to give the soundtrack justice. I will comment on several songs in the OMORI soundtrack to add interesting facts so that more people can be aware of my music analysis. Another issue. I saw some people disagree with some of my choices, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes I didn't go deeper into certain songs because it broke the rhythm of the video. So I'm sorry if your favorite song from this OST didn't get the rank or the analysis it deserved. If you were not satisfied with this tier list, feel free to make your own OMORI Music Tier List. I'm gonna be honest, I love OMORI. In such a short time, it has become my #1 favorite game. But I will not only make OMORI videos. There are so many other masterpieces I love in video games, anime, and movies. And maybe to talk on video. Musically speaking, of course. Oh, and also, here are YouTube channels that inspired me for this tier list. You must surely know them. It's your choice to not subscribe to my channel. But I'm glad we traveled this long way through this OMORI Music Tier List together. I want to thank Kid Dreamzing for these OMORI icons, Btw for this OMORI Music Tier List, and I also want to thank them for watching this video series and for their feedback. Oh yeah, I have to finish this song before the end. The parallel with Bad Morning is quite obvious. Could be S if it was the version sung by Omocat team, but my final word is A. And that's it! We did all songs from the OMORI Music Wait, did I miss a song? How the Oh, how could I forget? This OMORI Music Tier List is too long. Seriously. This is the third and last song from Bowen in this soundtrack, and definitively the best. This is the verse harmonic grid and this is the chorus one. I mean, what the f is that? We have a harmonic works, that swaying bass, and I even suspect this music to have inspired the waltz in OMORI. Well, who cares now? Oh Yasumi, close your eyes and you live this dream. Second voice. Oh Yasumi, I know that it's hard to do. Oh shit, this video will be probably claimed for this song. Well, at this point, let's play the song until the end. I think this is a D.